Hello, welcome back to Challengers Podcast. I am your host for this evening, or this day, or this morning. My name is Mr. Brown, 5th and 6th grade science teacher, and I am here with some super science all-stars. To my left, I have
Mia.
Hello, Mia.
Eden
and
Daphne.
Nice. M-E-D. The meds are in house. So, how you guys doing today?
Good.
It's Friday. How you feel about that?
Great.
Amazing.
Great.
Yes. How was the lunch today?
Good.
My lunch was delicious.
How was the school lunch?
I didn't eat the school lunch.
No?
Me either. I didn't.
I heard that we have the best school lunches in all of New Jersey.
I
Is
only
that
drank the milk and I ate the applesauce.
You need some
true?
milk?
Nice. Well, applesauce is good for you, so that's good that you ate that. So, we're here to talk to you a little bit about some astronomy. That's their topic of discussion. So each student that's going to be coming up here on this, we're doing like a rally table podcast interviews today. So I'm going to just pull a bunch of kids up, ask them a few questions to see where they're at on their topics. They are going to present their topics after this, and then their own podcast will come later. But today we're just getting warmed up, and we're doing a little Fast Pass Podcast.
Yay.
Fast Pass Podcast. Fast Pass Podcast. Fast. Okay, here we go. So, let's talk to Mia first. So, Mia, what was your topic of discussion?
Well, the three of us are doing moon.
Moon, okay. And what are some of the things that you could tell me about the moon? Like, just give me one thing that you've come across, Mia, where you were like, wow, I didn't know about the moon. I didn't know about the moon.
The moon probably formed when a large object collided with Earth 4.5 billion years ago. An object the size of Mars crashed into a semi-molten Earth.
Okay, so yes, all of our planets are usually made of some type of gas, and through a Big Bang theory or through some explosion, they've become some celestial objects out in space, the exosphere. So, all right, what else can you tell me a little bit about the moon? Eden, give me something you know.
The moon has quakes,
Quakes, what does that mean?
like earthquakes.
Really? I didn't know that. So you're telling me the moon shakes?
Yes.
Interesting. I wonder how that works, because I'm going to have to research that. Because if you guys recall from last year, what does our Earth sit on? Like, what's underneath the Earth?
The gravity of
Well, gravity is kind of what keeps us balanced and keeps us connected to orbit and stuff. But what's Earth is made of what?
Rocks.
Rock. Okay, so you have layers of rock. You have the core, mantle, right? Crust. But we have what's called a lithosphere, right? I don't know if you guys remember that. It's been a while. But the lithosphere, so basically the Earth's lithosphere is basically think of a cracked hard-boiled egg, where you don't rip the shell off. You just kind of have cracks all over it. Those are like the fault lines. So usually when we have an earthquake, those fault lines slip or they converge or they collide. And then from there it causes mass destruction above, right? So I'm curious, now knowing that, does that mean that the moon has fault lines or also has plate tectonics? Interesting thing to go with. So that's something that you might need to further research, because you're saying quakes as if it's in like earthquake type of shaking of quakes. I don't know if it's due to that, or maybe there's some type of other celestial things happening up there. All right, so we'll have to go back to that. So, Miss Daphne, how you doing today?
good.
Miss Daphne, I have your sister in my class too.
Mm-hmm.
And do you help your sister with her homework?
Sometimes. 'Cause
Do
I have
you-
to do my own.
Okay. Do you are you guys good sisters where you get along, or do you fight a lot?
The times.
Most of the time, what? You
we
fight?
No, we get along, but
You-
a few times we fight.
Yeah, all siblings fight. It's all part of the game. I got a lot of brothers and sisters. Grew up with my one brother Ryan and my sister Shannon. Shout out to Ryan and Shannon. Me and my brother Ryan used to fight almost every single day, from the ages of probably like 8 years old all the way until high school. And now my brother Ryan's one of my best friends. We're like super close. Me and my sister never really fought. Me and her were really tight. You know, we were always kind of best buds growing up. We didn't fight that much, but me and my brother, we used to go at it. So I know all about the sibling rivalry, but don't worry, I promise you, in the end, you guys will be like best friends and well, you are sisters, and you'll be having each other's back forever. So it's good having siblings. So shout out to everybody, all the siblings out there. Mia, you're excited to say something. What do you got?
Yeah, actually, my dad told me that he always used to fight with his brothers, like just playing. Since they grew up in Honduras, and there was really nothing to do, and so they just wrestled and wrestled. And one time, my dad told me that he knocked people's teeth out, his own brother's teeth out.
Oh yeah, see that's getting when you're taking that to the next level. Me and my brother used to punch the crap out of each other, but we never really punched in the face. It was always body shots.
Yeah, but they were just
we didn't want to leave any
playing.
marks because we knew that my mother would go nuts if we did left marks. All right, let's get back to science. So, all right, so we talked about some quakes. Daphne, what do you have for me?
Did you know that the moon rotates at 10 miles per hour compared to Earth's rotation of 1,001 miles per hour? 1,000 miles per hour.
So yeah, the Earth is much larger than the moon. So we don't feel how fast the Earth is moving, but yes, the Earth is rotating. So say that again. The moon rotates at how fast?
1,000.
It rotates at 10 miles per hour.
Okay.
1,000 miles per hour.
Okay. The moon does, or the Earth?
No,
That's the Earth. The
Yeah.
Earth.
Yeah, the Earth's rotation.
The moon rotates
At
at 10 miles per hour.
Only 10. Maybe that's due to the mass, this density of the moon. We got to look into that
Maybe.
as well. All right, so we got some good starter points here. All right, tell me something that I really should know about the moon, and what's the importance of the moon to our Earth? Like, what's the connection with the moon? Like, I see this beautiful moon out in the sky, and yesterday was gorgeous. I don't know if you guys looked into the sky yesterday.
Especially
But
Wednesday.
the moon was very low, right? And had a beautiful, looked so big. Okay, so is it just, I mean, if something was to happen to the moon, it was to drop away from us and fall out of orbit, what do you think? What would happen? Like, what does the moon do for our Earth?
The moon helps rise and the moon causes the rise and fall of tides on Earth.
Very true. That's a very important thing. So all you surfers out there, surfs up, okay? If that moon is high, you got high tide, right? We got what kind of high tide, low tide, right? So do you think that you could predict the tides based on the position of the moon in the sky?
Maybe.
Maybe?
It depends on
Oh, well, what do you think?
on which side it's on, because on the other side of Earth, the sun's out, and then the other side has.
Okay, maybe it certainly depends on the positioning for sure. All right, so we got to take a little break real quick. We got my main man's back. He just had another go. Miguelito.
Miguelito.
Say hello and.
Hi.
Miguelito's a man of few words, but he's a super genius. So, before we close this podcast, we got about 2 more minutes, okay? Explain to... One of the little kids came up to me on my block, and she says to me, "Oh, look at this." I said to her, "Ooh, the moon is at a waxing phase right now." And she said, "Wax? The moon's made out of wax? What do you mean by that?" So explain some of the phases of the moon. I think, Eden, you were going to explain to us. So what are the phases of the moon?
All right. The phases of the moon is a new moon, a waxing crescent, the first quarter of a moon,
Okay.
the waxing gibbous.
Waxing gibbous?
Gibbous, a full moon,
Okay.
a waning gibbous,
Waning?
waning,
Okay.
the last quarter moon, and a waning crescent moon,
Crescent.
and waning crescent, and an old moon.
And an old moon. Okay. So we're going to recap on the phases of the moon on our next episode. These kids just started their moon research. When we come to podcast number 2, you will hear way more expert advice from our moon experts here, the team, Double M, Ed, the med team. All right, guys, good job today. Keep researching, work on your pronunciation, and Challenger Podcast. We're signing off.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
No, real quick before we sign off. Sorry, guys. I know you're excited to hear the next group, but listen. Me, Daphne, and who else is in your group, man? Juan. You girls are going to be starting your own special podcast, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, you'll be doing another Challenger podcast, not based on scientific topics, just based on overall topics for our school. What is the first topics of discussion on that podcast?
We already did bullying,
Oh, you touched upon bullying, right?
cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying. So stay tuned for that, guys. You'll be seeing that soon on YouTube when we edit and post these podcasts. But they already spoke to us about cyberbullying and bullying. All right, Cub Scout, we are out.
Bye-bye.
Have a
Bye.
good weekend.
Goodbye.
Bye.
One. All right, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is, again, room 212 in a house. Okay, this is the same class. We just heard a little bit about some of the moon people, those crazy moon people that were just on stage here, or just on our podcast Fast Pass. So let me explain to you real quick how this podcast Fast Pass works. Is I call random groups up here that are working. I hit them with some questions, some interview questions, and their job is to answer them within a 10-minute period of time. So we are now on to the next group. So podcast Fast Pass. Here we go. So let's introduce these lovely young ladies first. So to my left I have
Ashley.
Hello, Ashley. How you doing?
Good.
Good. And to your left you have
Rebecca.
Rebecca. And for those who can't see us, because I know you can't, you can hear us. Rebecca has on a science shirt today, and her science shirt says Adidas. I'm sure, shout out to Adidas. If you want to sponsor us, we will take you as a sponsor. But I do you understand what Adidas really means?
No.
No. Well, Adidas is spelled ADIDAS, correct?
Yes.
So it's an acronym for All Day I Dream About Science. Ooh, at least that's what I say it means. But anyway, okay, so how you doing today, all right?
Yeah.
Good. And next to you on your left we have
Annalise.
Miss Annalise. Sweet little Annalise has all the cool bracelets on. I like this flowered one you have here. That's pretty sweet. So how was lunch today?
Good.
Horrible.
Horrible. What'd you eat, Annalise?
Pizza.
Pizza's good. French bread pizza in the house.
Yeah.
No?
I love pizza.
You didn't like it?
I like the real pizza.
We like real. Oh, you know what? Sometimes you gotta. What they say in kindergarten: you get what you get, and you don't get upset. Very good. All right, so enough of the banter. Let's get into science here. All right. So, what is Ashley? Talk to me a little bit about what is your topic that we given?
Well, we were working to inner planets.
Inner planets. Okay, so just give me the inner planets that you're talking about.
Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars.
Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, if you believe that Pluto's still a planet. Okay, there's always controversy over that. That's for another day. But let's get back to your inner planets. So, Rebecca, how you doing today?
Good.
Which planet is closest to the sun?
Mercury.
Mercury. Did you know, well, you probably do know, that Mercury is the only planet in our solar system that does not have a...
Moon.
Okay. But doesn't have a...
Atmosphere?
There it is. That's the key word. Ding, 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 ding. Atmosphere. Now, I'm reading this amazing book called 18 Miles. I forget the author's name. We will shout him out when we get it. But I'm reading this book called 18 Miles. And you know what 18 Miles stands for? You guys remember this from last year? You might. Remember we did an activity called the Atmosphere Avengers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you guys all became superheroes, right?
Yeah.
And we had troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere. They say McDonald's. Thermosphere, exosphere. They say McDonald's tastes excellent. Those are the 5 layers. T, troposphere. That's what we breathe and live on. S, stratosphere. ozone layer. Also, some flights will fly in the stratosphere. Mesosphere. Thank God for that. That protects us from shooting space debris.
Thermosphere.
Thermosphere and exosphere.
Exosphere.
All right, so our atmosphere. Here's a cool fact, and I didn't realize this until I was like really redoing my research because I'm a big weather fan these days, and the book is titled 18 Miles because that's how thick our atmosphere is. Only 18 miles. That's not a lot. All right, think about it. 18 miles is like from here to...
Canada.
No, not even. That's way longer. Canada. It's like from Jersey City to Rutherford.
What's that?
You know where Rutherford is in New Jersey? These kids are still young. They don't drive yet, folks. Don't blame them. But it's pretty close. I mean, 18 miles is not far at all. Do you guys know where the Giant Stadium is?
Yeah.
Maybe you drove on when you saw Giant Stadium. So a little further than that. So it's really not that far. So when people don't understand the importance of carbon emissions and the pollution, because an atmosphere that's only 18 miles long is it's a serious thing that we really need to take care of. So now let's talk about our inner planets. Ashley, give me something about Mercury. What do you have for me?
Mercury is the closest to the sun. It's also smallest planet in our solar system. Despite this planet being the closest to the sun, it's not the hottest.
Interesting. Closest but not the hottest.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what the hottest is?
Venus.
Venus.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Venus is the second furthest from the sun, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. It must be something made up of Venus. So, all right. What about Venus now, Rebecca? That you just jumped into.
Venus used to have an ocean.
Really? How do they know that? How do you think they know that?
Because of the, well, I think they know that because of the increasing heat.
Okay. Increase and decrease of heat could be something to do to that. Sure. What is Venus made out of? Do you have that research yet?
No.
All right, so now you know what I'm going to be asking, right? So let me explain for you in this podcast, Fast Pass. This is them just getting started with these planets. I just kind of keeps them focused and trying to keep them engaged, and so they understand what are some things that they may need to look up when they go back to their stations. But all right, so Venus is the hottest.
Yeah.
Can you tell me something else about Venus?
It's the second brightest thing in the sky.
Ooh, what's the first?
The sun.
All right, so the second brightest is Venus. So shout out to being number 2, Venus. All right. We respect you, Venus, okay? We're scared of you, but we respect you. All right, then what's next?
Earth.
Earth, our favorite planet out there because we live here. So tell me a little something about Earth, Annalise.
Earth is the third planet from the sun.
Okay, besides that, we know that now. You have anything else for me?
Yeah. Earth has 5 layers of atmosphere.
Ooh, we just talked about that. Here's a good acronym to remember that. They say McDonald's tastes excellent. They say McDonald's tastes excellent. They is troposphere. Say S.
Stratosphere.
Stratosphere. M.
Mesosphere.
Mesosphere.
Thermosphere.
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 Exosphere.
Exosphere. Very good. So yeah, that small 18 miles of atmosphere, which allows life to live here on Earth. So let's protect this Earth. All right. So cool. Oh, do you have anything else?
Earth is covered with 3 quarts of water.
3 what?
Quarts.
3/4 of it is water. That's what I think you meant to say. Yeah, the Earth is basically 72% water. This blue planet of ours. Did you know that out of that 72% of water on this Earth, that there's only about 3% of it's drinkable? That's not a lot, right?
Damn.
So what does that mean? What do we need to do for our water?
Polluting?
Protect, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's a sin. So that's something else I want you to look into. Annalise, so that's your job on the next podcast. Let's talk about the Earth's water a little bit. Okay, tell me which is drinkable and where does the most drinkable water come from? And we're going to close this out soon. So what's the other one that we're doing?
Mars.
Mars. Okay, so let's get back to Ashley real quick. So Mars, tell us, you guys did a little project on colonizing Mars. Okay, that's
Yeah.
probably the closest planet to colonization. Um, tell me a little bit about Mars.
Small. Some people, some people call Mars the fairy planet because of the color.
Okay, because it's rusty color, right? It's a lot of rust up there in Mars.
Yeah.
They call it the red planet. Okay, can you tell me something else?
The location on Mars is 21 hours, 10 minutes, and 44 seconds.
From Earth?
Um,
No, that's off. Those numbers are off. You have to double check that, okay? Because I know from gathering from some of the reports that you guys did, some of the presentations, if you remember, one of the students had said that it would take to fly to Mars through a spacecraft. It would take over 300 days to get there. So we got to look into that, okay? So check that out before you come back to the next round. All right, so you got a little warm-up taste of Podcast Fast Pass. They did a pretty good job. They got to tighten up some of their facts, and they're going to come on the next show they come. There'll be no Mr. Brown here, and they're going to just school you on inner planets, and you will become experts on the inner planets like they have become. Have a great weekend, girls.
thank you.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Good job. Hey, and great sweatshirt. Nice shirt, science shirt. All day I dream about science. And Annalise has a shirt that says she loves unicorns. Shout out to all the unicorns out there. We're heading out. Later. Okay, we are back to Podcast Fast Pass. Podcast Fast Pass. Podcast Fast Pass. All right, so we have the next group up here. They're gonna give me a little introduction to their topic. But before we do that, let's introduce these young gents here. To my left, I have. Speaking to that mic.
Mohammed.
Hello, Mohammed. 2 years with me, Mohammed. How you doing?
Good.
How are my teaching skills? If you were to give me a grade, A, B, or C, what would you give me?
C.
C. You believe this guy? He's gonna fail. He automatically fails for the year because he just gave me a C. Mohammed, how about you change that answer again? Let's try it one more time. What are my teaching skills, Mohammed? Say A, say A.
A.
Hey, yes, yes, Mohammed, yes. All right, my man Mohammed here is a good guy. So next to Mohammed to his left we have
Juan.
Wani boy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
Good. How was lunch?
It was fine.
How was your birthday last week?
Oh, it was fine. You know, family came over.
Nice. How old are you now?
I'm 12.
12? Oh,
Yes.
that's great. Sorry, there's a little noise here in the background. Hold on a second, folks. All right, sorry, we're back. So you were telling us a little bit about your birthday. How old are you now?
12.
12. Ooh. 12 is a scary age. You want to know why?
Sure.
Because you're older than 11,
Stop it.
and it's your first year before you hit teenage years. And once you're a teenager, everything gets weird. Dun, 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 dun.
Stop it.
Cool, so I'm good. And then we have next to you,
I'm Angel. Is it working?
Angel, you on? Okay, talking to the mic.
Hello.
Yep, you're good.
All right.
So,
yeah.
yeah, what's up, bud?
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, I have your brother in class, too.
Yeah, I know.
What's your
Is-
brother's name?
Alex.
Alex. I call Alex Angel all the time.
Oh my God.
I say Angel, he's like, Alex. I'm like, oh, darn it. All right, so how you doing, all right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
All right, so let's jump right into this, guys. 'Cause we're going to run out of time, and I want to get a little podcast fast pass here. So what's your topic?
The sun.
Here comes the sun, diddle-dee-doo. Here comes the sun. It's a little Beatles track for you. All right, I'm sure we could go all day with some sun songs. Sunshiny day. You guys have a song that has sun in it?
The sun
The sun will come out tomorrow.
tomorrow.
You know that one.
Bet your bottom
Dollars at tomorrow. They'll be good job, Angel. Way to go, man. The next American Idol. All right, so let's talk about the sun real quick. So, Wani boy, let's start us off. What do you got for me?
Some facts are like the sun is 109 times bigger than the earth.
109 times bigger than the Earth. Wow. So I know the sun up in that sky of ours looks small, but believe me, it is not. And the only reason why it can warm this lovely planet of ours is because it's so massively big. All right. What else do we know? Muhammad, you got something for me, bud?
The sun has 7 layers.
has how many layers?
7.
7 layers of the sun. Wow. Do you know? Can you name these layers? Are you that
Yes.
far? These guys are still working on a research.
Subsurface flows,
Oh.
photosphere,
Whoa.
chromosphere,
Okay.
inner core,
All right.
radioactive zone,
Whoa.
convection zone, and corona.
Oh, there you go, folks. Well, they know the layers already. I didn't know they had 7 layers up in the sun. 7's a real powerful number here. So, just so everybody again understands, this podcast Fast Pass is just a warm up to when these boys take over the mic next class. They'll have an opportunity to really share their knowledge about the sun. But I try to keep them honest here and give them a little practice on the mic. So, give me something else you got, Angel.
1 million Earths could fit in. 1 million Earths could fit inside the sun.
1 million Earths can fit inside the sun. You guys hear that? So that's a large sun right there. Okay. What else we got? Muhammad, coming back to you, buddy.
The temperature inside the sun can reach 15 million degrees Celsius.
Whoa.
Seriously.
I don't think there's any sunblocks that's gonna help you. But you're right. Super, super hot. What else we have?
The sun is almost a perfect sphere.
Almost. Wow. It looks like it in the sky, but sometimes things get manipulated when you cut through the atmosphere. But yeah, I like that. What else we got? Angel?
The sun contains 99.86 of the mass in the solar system.
Wow. Say that one more time.
The sun contains 99.86% of the mass in the solar system.
So the solar system that we live in, 99% of the mass of the solar system comes from the sun. Wow. So all those other 8 planets only make up 1% of the mass.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting fact. We got to double check that, but I think that could be accurate. I mean, wow, that sounds interesting. Cool. Anything else you want to share before we end this quick little podcast fast?
Yeah. The sun is 4.6 billion years old.
4.6 billion years old. All right, that's a pretty old sun. All right, well, continue your research. Continue grinding it out. You'll be presenting next week, along
Yes,
with
sir.
you will be coming up with your own podcast platform, agenda/outline to speak on. Mr. Brown will be retiring from these podcasts. As much as I love to talk, everybody knows that. I will be retiring, and the boys will take over their own podcast. So, enjoy your weekend, gentlemen.
Bye-bye.
What's your plans for the weekend, Muhammad? Anything good? What are you going to do this weekend?
Sure, we'll play soccer with my friend.
This guy, Muhammad, is a soccer extraordinaire. He took a shot one time. He kicked the ball so hard one time, it hit off of Mr. O'Donnell's face and broke, and he was bleeding everywhere. And Mr. O'Donnell started to cry, and Muhammad said, "Stop being a baby, Mr. O'Donnell. It's part of the game." Just kidding. Maybe I'm not. But anyway, good job. Muhammad is a great soccer player. I like that. Get out and play soccer. Juan, what about you? What are you doing? Anything good?
Oh, nothing. I have a soccer game this Sunday.
Nice. A lot of soccer players in this school. And you, Angel?
I'm probably going to go to Liberty State Park and play some baseball or softball.
Nice. LSP, Liberty State Park. My dad used to take me there all the time. We used to fly kites, hang out there. Good spot to go. Shout out to Liberty State Park, the park that's in Jersey City. For anybody that honestly thinks that the Statue of Liberty is in New York, you're mistaken. Okay? Statue of Liberty is in New Jersey. Shout out to New Jersey. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Peace in the Middle East.
You too.
Peace.
Peace out everywhere else. Peace in the world.
Bye.
Let's keep our Earth safe. Let's keep the Earth green.
Recycle.
Recycle, reduce, reuse, recycle, and all that good stuff.
Don't litter.
Don't pollute, don't litter. We're out.